Hey y'all, it's Lauren.
It's Jillian, and this is.
Cocoa Conversation.
Hey, y'all. Hope you had a good week. Lauren, how are you today?
I am good. I feel refreshed. I've had a great weekend. Life is good. Work is busy, but productive. It's slowing down, but everything is all good. I love this fall air we're having right now.
Yes,
The
I
air is nice
agree.
and crisp.
Crisp. Crisp.
Yes. How are you? How are things in Philly?
I've been good. Philly's been good. We are 4-0. Go Birds. We have been killing it football season. I'm getting into it. This is new for me being a football girly, but I've been excited. So the spirits are high because we won Sunday. So yeah, I've been having a good week so far, just getting started. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into our Lilac report. So Lauren, this week, what have you been loving?
I have been loving this new lip combo.
Okay.
I have it on right now.
Okay, so tune in. If you
All
are not
goodies.
tuned into the YouTube right now, take a look at YouTube because Lauren's lips are popping. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I have to go in with chestnut, how the girls do it. The chestnut by MAC, the oldie but goodie.
Yes.
Then you layer it with fortune cookie,
Okay.
NYX NYX, so old. I love their butter glosses. And
Yes.
then, because it's for a little razzle dazzle, to add a little more pinky into it,
Mm-hmm.
Girl Boss by the Lip Bar. I
Yeah.
have been loving this combo so much. And if I want it like in the daytime, I'll, instead of blinding it with chestnut, I'll do cork if I want a more
Okay, so
like
just like a
just kind of
lighter.
glossier fin. Yes.
Yeah, because it's
Like a
kind of
more
like
glossier finish, like a
moody.
more,
Yeah,
yes.
it's like a moody
And look,
lip. It's really pretty. I like the dimension and the layered where you kind of have like that pink. I can see that pink. It kind of like gives a little depth to it. I like it. I like it.
thank you. So that's what I've been loving. I love, and girl, I love a NYX. This has been my
Yeah.
fortune cookie. This color is so ran through. I think this color looks good on all complexions. I've seen it on girls with lighter skin, fairer skin, to
Mm-hmm.
medium skin, to darker skin tones. It's a good peachy pink. I just love a
But I'm gonna have to
peachy
try
pink.
it.
Try it, layer it, and try it. It's if you want a very pinky lip, a
'Cause
peachy
pinky,
pinky
like,
little.
can start looking real chalky on me. I have, like, a very, like I like Whirl by MAC, which isn't it's more of like a mauve than a pink, but that's, like, as pink as I can really go. I might try it, see if it looks good on me because I have a darker complexion, but yeah, we love it. The butter
Yes,
glosses are really great, and yeah.
they are. Yeah, so try it. Definitely layer it, but try it if you want a peach. I think the peach helps that bring that pink color that make it look so like, dusty,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So that's what I've been loving. What have you been loving this week?
Okay, so what I've been loving, it's a Netflix show. It's called Hitmakers, and the idea and like the
Mm.
plot of the show is they bring together these songwriters, these talented songwriters. All of them have like written hits. Like if you look up these songwriters, like there has been a song you've probably bopped to, and so very talented. They come together for these camps for like a camp, yeah, for camps in different cities. And this is like a
Sure.
thing that happens in the industry where they kind of like come together and basically collaborate and make music. And so you get to like see this on the show. They have certain songwriters they brought on the show in different cities. And they just like got together, wrote music, and then we got to hear the cut to the end of like what they came up with in like 6 hours. And yeah, it was like really
Wow.
just awesome to see. Yeah, it was like I don't know anything about the music industry in that sense of like what really goes on behind seeing your favorite stars singing these songs. So it's like really cool because you're like learning a new industry, but also they're so talented. There's obviously a little bit of drama. You got to have a little bit of drama because it's reality TV, but I feel like the
Oh, yeah,
drama
of course.
sour it too much to where it was like you didn't want to watch it. It was like still really like heartfelt. But yeah, so I definitely recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's only six episodes.
Oh, a quick little
Yeah.
binge. Okay, I need to add it
Yeah,
to
add
my
it.
queue. Add to my list. I mean, I don't care what people say. I mean, it was so controversial. We don't speak of him anymore, but making the band was tea. I love those little
Yeah.
competition music style shows.
Yeah.
Like they're just so good.
They are. So yeah, what has been impacting you lately?
So this week I have been knee deep in Jahquel J's Delgato series. I've talked
Okay.
about reading Capone season 1. I just finished season 2 with Capadonna. I am now on season 3 with Capri, the baby sister. Girl, what I'm saying that this is officially a Jahquel J stan account because I love the way she writes urban fiction is just so good. Her stories are so good. There's plot twists and the queen
Like,
of
keeps you engaged
cliffhangers
the
on the
whole
very
time.
last page. Yes, I'm so engaged, and it's like I feel like this is like better than it's like Power, but in the book, but better than Power.
Yeah,
Like I need this to go to like
TV.
Netflix, HBO Max. It needs to go to TV. Someone needs to pick this stuff up. But I've been impacted by that because I have been purchasing these audiobooks on Audible because I have to figure out what's next. My IMX is kind of over me playing for Audible like on a daily basis. I mean, every day. I'm like, I need to find out what's next. I
You
have
have
to
a Kindle?
finish. I have Kindle Unlimited, but like not all audiobooks are free with that. So some you have to pay for. I'm like, you know what? This is why I have a job.
Yeah, okay,
This is why I have
hello.
a
You know, I thought about that the other day. I said that to myself. I'm like, Lauren, you know what? Lauren always says, that's why you have a job.
okay.
Just again,
It's
that's why you have a
that's
job.
what
Like,
my mama always told me. My mama, shout out to Sylvia, because she was like,
shout out to
Lauren, this is why
Sylvia.
that's why I have this is why you work. This is why you have a job to do things that you want to do within reason. I'm like, you know what? I
Exactly.
could do this. I could do what? Where's the money gonna go anyway? Coffee, which I spend for any.
Exactly. That's so
It's a
true.
book. And I'm
Uh,
putting money in other Black women's pockets, so I am always gonna be here for that.
okay.
So,
This is your sign to treat
I had
yourself. Tomorrow's
okay,
Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. You're listening to this on a Wednesday. If you're listening to the podcast drop day, midweek, hump day, treat yourself. That's why you work.
yes, that's why we work. Get that coffee, ride that book. Get them shoes that you have in your cart
I
for the
know I had a
fall
little
before it
Barnes
gets
and Noble
snatched.
moment. I had a little Barnes and Noble moment last week, and I loved it. Like just getting some
Oh,
physical books,
see?
going to the store,
And get some books, and it's the smell of the coffee when you
the
walk in.
smell.
You
Yeah.
might as well get something from Barnes& and Noble. They gonna always have a sale.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's I love a set little slow Barnes& and Noble bookstore coffee. Nothing like it. But what has been impacting you this week?
Okay, so impacting me, honestly, just like life. Life has been impacting me. Like my anxiety has been all time high, and which happens, like I said, it's life. And so I've just been kind of like getting through that, using my coping skills to kind of just like get through that anxiety. Because it's just life. And I don't want to, I don't want to get too like personal, but just like work stuff. And then I had, two of my really close friends just kind of like go through some life moments, and so just like just being, very, very prayerful for them the last few days and just really feeling heavy for like what they're going through. And that's always difficult as a friend, because we're adults, and it's like when you're supporting your friends, it's not just like, oh my God, like, petty drama. It's like people are going through real
No, you
life.
feel that part of
And
it too.
huh? Wait, what'd you
I
say?
said, I said you're growing. You grow through that. I said no, like
Yeah,
you feel that too when you see someone that you care closely about. When you feel that, it's like, oh my God, like how can I
yeah,
help you? And you feel almost more helpless when you were like, I cannot position to help you, or whatever I can do cannot make your big problem go away. It's
exactly.
I hate that.
That
It's just
yeah, I feel like that's like yeah, that's how I've been feeling, like, just, like, very heavy. Some things have turned around a little bit, some things will take a little bit more time, but, yeah, it just makes you, like, think about things, put things into perspective, like, life in general, and then also just, like, your friendship, because it's just like you said, you feel helpless, like, these are, like, long distance friends, so it's not like I can just pull up and just I'm a very, like,
yeah,
physical friend where, like, I will show up, I'm like that type of friend, and so it's hard when you can't really, like, do that all the time because of life. And so yeah, you definitely feel it when your friends are going through things, and I'm just like been going through that the last few days, and then like my own anxiety with some things in like my career and personal life has just been like making life, but through it all I'm blessed, and I just like kind of try to remember that, honestly, like being able to like have this platform and have this like outlet. I think that's why we're also so grateful that we have our listeners. We love you all so much because it's also a great outlet to like relate and build community, just like we're all going through things. Like life definitely is a roller
yes.
coaster, and community is important, and being there for your friends, even if it feels like an inconvenience, is important because life is lifing and we need each other for real. We need each other for real. So
What do you say coping mechanisms? Like what coping mechanisms have been you've been using to kind of help yourself?
yeah, so for me, like my anxiety is like so bad, but like I finally got on medication last year, like just something to just like kind of like keep me like regulated. And so that's been helpful. But therapy, I've been doing therapy. I've also started dancing again, which I've been talking about like doing like dance classes
Mhm.
on a regular basis, not just like popping into class. So I went to dance this weekend, and that was like really, really nice and reviving. And then also like during these times, I'm really just lean on my faith, so just a lot of prayer. I love listening to, like, praise music, and that really, like, helps calm me down and try to, like, help me to, like, get my perspective and my mind, like, in a healthy place because, like, when you're kind of, like, in that thought process, it can be really hard to change around your thoughts, and your thoughts are everything. Those are just like some ways I try to like get out of like my little funks and just like getting through that like really, tough anxiety. But yeah, those are like just some things I do. Yeah, but we
Yeah.
can't dodge life. We're all experiencing it.
Life is lifing.
Literally.
Life be life.
So what have you been listening to?
So this week, of course, I've listened to my Delgato series on Audible, but
Yeah.
last night I really was having this like deep thought and realizing that Whitney Houston has no business being dead. And
None.
and
None. I will
none.
die on that hill. She has no reason right
No
now. There's
business
no reason she should be
being
taken
in the
from us.
ground. I'm still mourning her. I feel like every time like she's gone. So I have been listening to like live concerts like on YouTube and
Wow.
TikTok and Instagram. But the one that is my favorite live version of her is when she sings All the Man I Need
Mhm.
and went to the sea of soldiers who are it's like this welcome home concert. Oh my god. It's like from like 1991. She's in this like red dress, it's a saxophone. Oh my god.
To be welcomed by the
It's
Whitney Houston.
so good.
You need to send me that link
And the
so I can watch it.
yes, I need to see that. I'll see that link. I saw that link. There's the live version on Spotify that is kind of like it, but like the way she just blew the house down and then just gently put everyone back in their seats. Whitney has no business being dead, y'all. Like, why is she not with us is so crazy.
It
I mean, I feel
is.
like she was summoned home to glory because God needed a choir director up in heaven.
Because Whack
Because
people.
you
Not
can tell
Petey,
that
the choir
all her
director. I'm screaming. He said the
girl,
choir
no, I'm
up here
serious
needs
because
you.
her talents are her talents are like on are heavenly. Like I
I
don't
love
care.
her.
She's my top vocalist of all time. I don't care.
I love when I
She's
go
my
through a
top one.
Whitney phase where like all I want to do is listen to Whitney Houston music. Like those
Yes,
are just yes.
because it's gospel. The way that she sings with such conviction, and like even her love
The
songs,
Preacher's
her
Wife
ballads, they're like God.
soundtrack.
Oh my gosh! Like my favorite movie to watch on the plane is The Bodyguard, so I could watch her sing live. Like what the hell? I need to see her sing live.
Like I need to.
Like I need to for 2
Honey,
hours
come back.
actually. Like
Actually. That's another reason why I be having to go see Beyonce because I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say like I missed her, like seeing her, because you
no,
just not saying that that's gonna happen to her, but I'm just saying like I need to see her in her prime. Like
amen.
she already about to start going down the other side of the hill. She about 45, right? Like, I mean, so you gotta see your artist in her prime. This is your time to go buy a ticket to see your favorite artist right now.
Okay,
Right now,
live.
make it
Hear
happen.
them sing live
Live.
because they're not gonna sing live forever.
They're not.
We all move
And even
on.
when
They
they
people
do, like, my
retire.
mom loves going to see, like, her old people, like, rest in peace, Frankie Beverly before he passed, but, like,
Yes,
he wasn't gonna sound like you know what I'm saying? Like, I saw some people at Essence, like, Babyface and all of them, like, it's cool, but it's like, they don't sound like they did in the back. They don't look or sound like go see them in their prime. Like, you don't always wanna wait till they're
yes,
old and their tickets are $20 and you still love them. You're still gonna go because you love them. I'm still gonna be one of those people, but, like, they're not it's gonna be different. Go now.
it is. Go now. I
Go
agree. I
now.
stand that.
Yeah.
So, what have you been listening to this week?
Okay, so I've been listening to Mona Leo. She sings a bunch of songs, but I've been listening to Putting It Down, but she spells it like putting it no, putting you down, but it's like putting ya Dine. It's like a real country.
I love it.
But Mona Leo has also been like kind of like all around social media because she just got married last weekend. She had this very gorgeous, gorgeous pink fairy princess garden wedding. The florals were gorgeous. Like she had this beautiful pink gown. Her husband wore like a pink suit. It was like a beautiful soft pink. Like I liked it. Like I'm a big purple person, so like I can
Mhm.
do like I understand pink people because pink people can be like purple people.
Yes,
So I got
very
the
similar.
vision. I loved the vision. I thought she looked completely stunning. I thought them being married together was cute, but yeah, it kinda got me, like I was like, "Oh, I like Mona Leo." Like, I know some of her music, and I just been, like, listening to that one song, like, because I was just, like, going through her music, and I was like, "Yeah, I do like her," and, like yeah, so that kinda, like, what got me caught on to be like, "Let me look up some songs from her." Like, I know I like her because just, like, seeing her wedding, it was so beautiful. Loved it, but yeah, so check her out if you haven't already. Check out her wedding on social media. It's everywhere right now. So beautiful.
Stunning. I really love the fact that also she is such a Black American princess.
She is.
She's just so she is all prince. I mean, she's unapologetically like a
Yes.
Southern girl, country girl, like and the wedding. I mean, the florals, her music. I'm just bopping. And
Yes.
she's a lyricist. Her lyrics are tea.
Her lyrics are
That
good.
girl
Her
can
lyrics are
rhyme.
tea. Yeah. I like her music. She's witty. I like her. But
Me too.
yeah. Okay, so adventure. You already know what's up next. What have your adventures been?
Adventure. So we adventured to the park by our house on Sunday. They had jazz in the park, and
Okay.
they were. I guess it's like they never said not. So they never. Usually, jazz music. You have to go to the city of Richmond for that, or you have to go to the other side of our county. But I'm so glad that they had a jazz concert that was literally 2 minutes from my house.
That is so
It was super
nice.
fun. They had food trucks. We
Ooh,
were able to walk inside the center if they wanted to. It was in the parking lot. The weather was phenomenal. It was a nice little 4 to 6 situation. So after the game, you know, and we just had a really, really good
yes.
time hanging
I
out,
love
seeing
that.
our
Look at y'all
neighbors.
being involved in the community and like
Yes.
yes, y'all
And
are
it's
so
honestly
it's giving young married couple who just bought a home and I love it.
I love it. Exactly. It's honestly like to be honest, like sometimes you feel a bit disconnected. I don't see you always don't see like there's I don't and where we live, it's not a huge, large population of Black American, African Americans. So,
Yeah.
but jazz concert, we all come out to a jazz
You'll bring out
concert. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
so you got
y'all,
to see some
you
people.
know to bring us outside. Hey, y'all. Oh, it was such a vibe. People had their dogs out, their kids, the kids like run around dancing, but kids being kids, not on their
Yeah.
iPads. People were just sitting down.
Just
They had a
enjoying.
bar. Yes, food truck. Just enjoying the Sunday. Food trucks right before the sunset. It was absolutely
I love
amazing.
that.
So it was a nice little free event, and
Yeah.
I shout out to the Parks and Rec. I love Parks and
Oh,
Recs.
yeah.
Go to Parks and Recs.
Support your Parks and
Child
Rec.
Recreation Center.
Literally
Okay,
growing
like
up
your
in North
library, you gotta support them
Carolina
too.
yeah, growing up in North Carolina, literally, like, rec center, like, I worked as a lifeguard at the, like, rec center pools or whatever. Always, like, tap into your
Mm,
community centers, like, in your town. Like, they always have a bunch of resources and activities and events that are typically free, so definitely get involved. I love
yeah.
that.
Yes. So what was your adventure for this week?
So my adventure for this week is or was so our former Madam Vice President Kamala Harris has kicked off her book tour for 107 days and she started in I think New York, but she was in Philadelphia this past week and I went. Yes, I literally
How
went.
was it?
It was good. So Don Stanley was the is it Staley?
Staley, Staley.
Staley. She was the moderator, from
Love that.
Philadelphia. If you don't know who Don
Love
Staley
it.
is, you've been living under a rock, like, an incredible basketball player, she's an incredible coach, very inspiring, just a humble woman, just completely awesome, has done great things for Philadelphia, so she was the moderator, so it was awesome seeing her, on stage as well, getting to share some of her experiences, and then Kamala was there to share some excerpts from her book and also just to talk through some questions. They had some audience questions, like, it felt intimate.
Oh,
My only thing is, like, I wish it was longer, like, I was like, "She could've gone another hour, like, I wanna hear her," but, yeah, what I really loved about, like, this, like, space because, like, I tried to go to some of her rallies, but I couldn't, like, get in, but just seeing her
right.
kind of like that wall down, like, she's a civilian now, and she's just speaking her truth and her piece, and she kinda has you can see kind of like more of her like personality, a little sassy, which I love as a fellow sassy girl, like kind of coming out in some of her responses. And so that was like really fun to see. Loved it. And then
Have you started reading the book yet?
so no, y'all know I'm slow on that. So I haven't started reading the book. Literally, I went and bought it at Barnes and Noble, but then I didn't realize until I read the ticket that they actually gave us a copy at the tour. Like when you walk in, they gave you a copy of the book. So yeah, now I'm
Wow.
gonna keep the second one. I'm not gonna like return it, but
No.
yeah. So like that was cool, and I even finessed a better seat, y'all. Listen, this is why even when the weeks be like rocky, God be showing out, okay?
Okay.
Because when I went alone, I went by myself because I just like I was like, "I wanna go, I don't need to like I don't wanna have to find anybody," and, got my ticket, and then once I, like, downloaded my ticket for Ticketmaster, like, right before I was about to leave my house to go, because 'cause I'm that person that, like, downloads tickets, like, right before you go.
Mhm.
It said limited view, and I was so bummed, and I was like, "Jillian?" I was like that's like a situation where you have to, like, choose. I could either be, like, really bummed out or just, like, roll with the punches, and I decided I was like, "You know what? I'm in there. It's limited view, whatever, like, we're gonna see what that looks like. I'm not about to freak out now, and we'll just see what we can do when we get there." So, like, finished getting ready. When I got there, I went over to will call, and I just, like, asked nicely. I was like, "I'm by myself. I didn't realize I got a limited view ticket. Like, do you have any other seats I can trade with?" Because usually at that time, like, with one person, it's so much easier, so, like, always ask. And guess what, girl? I was, like, upfront and personal. Like, kid you not.
Let me tell you, y'all, the pictures that Jillian sent me, I'm like, "Girl, you can see the stage. Y'all were so close to the stage."
Was so close, and, like, the way I was, like, on one side of the stage, and I was, like, hoping when she came out, I was like, "Please be on the side where I can, like, see her," and I was. So, like, I could see, like, most of the side and the back of Dawn, but I could see, like, Kamala was on the side where, like, I could see her like, she was kinda, like, catty-cornered, like, facing my side. I was like, "Yes," so I could be, like, really engaged and present. It was, like, the handicap side or, the little, like, club side, so they had, like, regular chairs, and it was raised and they had, like, their own little bar, so,
Mm.
like, you could completely see, like, the whole stage pretty much, and, like, it was so nice. Yeah, the lady, like, hooked me up, and she was really nice about it, and, yeah, so I had, like, a really good time, seeing that, so that was, like, my adventure.
I love that. Oh my
Let's get into current events. Okay, so what do you got for us this week?
For our current event, the beloved Assata Shakur
Mm.
has passed away. She's now an ancestor now. And Assata Shakur, can we talk about a woman that she is? First and foremost, she's the godmother of Tupac. Okay, let's start there. So
Right.
she's the godmother of Tupac. Okay, so like, but she truly was a face of the Black Liberation Movement, the Black Liberation Army, the Black Panther movement. She was arrested, I believe, like in the 70s. And she tells her story that how um like, she was shot and, they were waiting she was left for dead, but they were taken to the hospital, they handcuffed her. She ultimately went to prison, and she escaped prison, okay? And then she sought refuge in Havana, Cuba, which, where we visited several not many years ago, it was several years ago, and where she lived as a free woman in Havana, Cuba for many years up until last week when she passed away from the old age and health conditions at the age of 79. And I just think that what a role model, for the Black liberation movement in this country. Girl, you got arrested. They left you for dead. You survived that. You escaped prison, and you lived as a free woman for decades, for like 4 or 5 decades, like
That's
decades.
amazing.
That's so, oh my God,
That's so
like,
badass.
girl,
Like,
queen. Oh my God.
queen shit.
It's just like how like what a life you have to live, what glory that you have, and just how grounded you are. And then even with like we all love Tupac over here. This is also a Tupac stand account. We love Tupac, but like how let's hearing his story and how grounded he was in his faith and the liberation of our people and how serious he was about that even at a very young age. And these are the people who raised him. So I'm so sad that she is no longer with us. I'm glad that she is moved to the ancestor realm where she could continue to guide us and lead us spiritually, and she's moved on. But what a pioneer for our people, and I'm so sorry that she has passed away, but Assata Shakur, the woman you are, like, how
Literally.
legendary a
No,
woman
that's
you are.
it's completely legendary to be able like, you escaped prison and then, like, led a free life, like, you seeked refuge and, like, went about your day, went about your business.
But
So, that's awesome, kudos to her, I'm glad she was able to, like, continue her life, and hopefully it was full, and now may she rest in peace.
yes. So, what is your current event this week?
Okay, my current event is kind of fun. If you've probably been living in a rock if you didn't know, but Bad Bunny is the Super Bowl performer.
That's going to be an
Okay, ano
amazing
ano
show.
como estás? Buddy, buddy, bum, bum. Yes, so and you
Mhm.
already know the haters are out. Apparently, like, I guess
Okay.
people are upset because, I don't know, it's Spanish, whatever. I mean, we literally had Shakira and J-Lo, like, a couple years ago. I think it's great. He's huge. He's massive.
He's a
I didn't
global
realize he was that
star.
big. He's an international super pop star. He's legit, like, and a lot of times, like, I feel like for the Super Bowl, they don't always get people who are, like, big today. They usually, like, so sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, they were big, like, 10 years ago." So to have
Mhm.
somebody, like, that's this big and relevant, I think is really, really, really awesome. I know he's talked about he's on tour, and he's talked about not having any tours, like, in the actual, like, United States. Obviously, like, Puerto Rico is a US territory,
Right.
but, like, not, like, one of the states because, he's worried about, like, it becoming a hotbed for ICE raids, which I
Yeah.
think he's totally thinking logically for that. I think it probably sounds crazy, but it's don't put anything past this administration or America in general. So I thought
Okay.
that was very, like, just telling of his character and kind of like made me a fan of him too, that he cares so much about his fans that he, would go as far as like not even touring in the United States, which I'm sure is a big market, just to make sure that his fans are safe and feel comfortable. And also probably like just like somewhat in protest to what's going on too. So yeah, I'm like just a huge fan. I'm excited. Like I think it's gonna be a good show.
I love that, and also too, and an announcement was made during Hispanic Heritage Month. So I love it.
Yeah.
Like, win. Shout out to the Latino community, Latinx, Latina, Hispanic community, our Afro Latinas, Latinos. Shout out to y'all. Let's see him like, and it happened during Hispanic Heritage Month because I'm telling you what, when Kendrick Lamar performed during Black History Month, we were eating that up on that
Eating it
Super
up.
Bowl. So I love eating it up, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'm so glad y'all got an
Yeah.
announcement during your month. Shout out to y'all. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
love it. We're gonna be dancing our little asses off during the Super Bowl, like, halftime show,
Okay.
like, it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be great, so
Can't
love
wait.
that.
So I hope you all enjoyed this segment of the Lilac Report. As always, call your bestie up. Ask her, what is she loving? What's impacting y'all? What are y'all listening to? What are your adventures? And what's the current event that's gotten y'all talking? Let's get into what's next.
Alright, y'all, so let's get into our topic for this conversation. So, as you know, if you didn't know now, you probably hadn't, like, heard any episode, I'm 30. I say it literally, like, every freaking episode. Lauren's
Okay.
29,
I'm
we're in that
29.
she's
We're that
29, she's
age.
not 30, she's 29, she's in her 20s.
29. 29. I'm going through that number too.
She's not yet.
29.
Anyway, this is like the age range we're in, and we've talked about being in like different stages in your friends, and like one of those is kids, like having kids. Right now, I have friends who are mothers. They are like amazing, wonderful mothers. I'm literally in awe of them like every time. I like see the mother, but that's not the era I'm in right now. That's not the era we're in. We're not in our mother era. She's in her wife era. I'm in my single girl dog mom era, and we're both
Mm,
in our auntie era.
nice.
And some might call us, like, the rich aunties. Like, I've never been called rich auntie because I definitely spoil my little nieces and nephews. But we're definitely, like, those aunties. I feel like we love, like, wearing that badge of honor. So this episode, we kinda wanna dive into the whole, like, rich auntie vibes and what it's like being, like, in a support system for your friends, what it's like being someone who isn't really looking to have kids in the next couple of years, or at least right now, like, what that looks like why we're choosing that. And, yeah, we just wanna kinda, like, just get into that conversation. So, yeah, Lauren, let's get into you first because I know you've been married for 2 years now, which is, like,
Yes.
amazing, and you've been with your husband for a while. I know y'all get the "when are you having kids" question. I know somebody asks you, whether it's a stranger or your family, like, what is that like? What is that like now, and what's kind of, like, your reason for being like, "You know what? No, like, we're good for right now. Like, We're not ready for that right now.
I'll say you do it is asked upon, and sometimes I play into it because 'cause I'm like, "Yeah, we're just, like, we're not pretending, we're not trying." I play into it a little bit just depending on how I feel that day, but, like
You have to give the people what they want. You have to give the people
Let's give
what
people
they
they
want.
want,
You
and
know what I
honestly, it's no
mean?
one's business. It's really not it's none of your
Don't,
business.
like, ruin their dreams so fast. You kinda gotta give them a
Right,
little something, like, they're excited for you.
exactly. But honestly, I will say this, we got married, and we were both 27 when we got married. You know,
Mhm.
we were dating from since teenagers to going through college and stuff like that. And I feel like, we want to have some space now that we're married to enjoy each other. And I think you should enjoy your marriage. You enjoy yourself being as a married couple, being newlyweds. So we have really been focusing on that, which I absolutely have been loving. And, I take my auntie, my aunt,
Yes.
my husband takes his uncle, role very seriously in our nieces and nephews' lives. And I think we have just as much to give as the next person. But I feel like with married couples, it's like, well, you have to have a kid before you're 30 because
Mhm.
fertility drops off a cliff if after 30, or are you gonna freeze your eggs? Like, are you gonna go through IVF? Have you got tested yet? I'm like, whoa, whoa, and whoa. And then granted, yes, it's like I am getting older. I'm 29.
Mhm.
I'm starting to think about those things, preparing
Right.
myself for kids when we do have it. If we are blessed to have children and later in our marriage, then I'll be ready for it. I'm preparing myself now for that later down the line, with my health wise.
Right.
But like, I just don't feel like we're not really pressed to have
Yeah.
a child right now. I just feel like we have, because we don't have any kids, we don't hang out with a lot of couples who don't have kids, but we do seek not advice, but older married couples who don't have children, or they have like one child, and they'll kind of talk to us and give us some advice. And we kind of look at their lives like, you know what? That's pretty all right too. No, like you could be fulfilled without a child. And then granted,
Yeah.
I'm not a mother, so I'm not a mother. Will I want to be a mother one day? Absolutely. If it's not in the cards for me, will I be okay? I know I'll be okay because
Yeah.
God got us. So
Right.
I've just been like, you know what? A life without kids with just you and your partner and just doing life together and supporting the kids in your life that not necessarily are yours, but they didn't come out of they are mine. Be refrain. They are ours.
Yeah.
I didn't give birth to them. I didn't carry them, but they're just they're mine in a different way. So
Exactly.
they're ours in a different way. So I just honestly been enjoying married life. And I feel like a lot of younger couples, like a lot of dinks, like, a lot of dinks
Yeah,
or
the
fellow
dink
dinks,
life.
the dinks. We are so dinks. And I feel like there's more and more dinks like us. And then people are just waiting a little bit late for years, a little bit later
A little
years
bit
to have
later,
kids.
and I feel like it's an advantage that y'all got married a little younger because you kinda do have that time where you're
Mhm.
not feeling like you have to, like, rush into, like, thinking about kids so quickly, like, once you got married, and I know something for us too, I think subconsciously we think about, like, our moms both had this in our, like, mid to later 30s. I also have a bunch of
Mhm.
friends whose mom had them, like, in their later 30s, so for me, it's like that's much more where I see myself, like, having kids, and I think for me, like,
I
you
agree.
know, you're kinda, like, settled in a relationship, so for you, it's more so like a timing situation. I think me, I'm not in timing isn't, like, my biggest, like, thing right now in my mind, it's more so of, like, finding the right husband and partner that I wanna have children with. I think that's, like, for me, what is, like, the big, block for me even, like, thinking about children right now. It's not necessarily something that drives me in dating, like, I'm not like, "I need a partner so I can have children." For me, I'm, like, really more focused on, like, a life partner and, like, having someone to, like, share life
Right.
with and, like, just be in love and, like, have fun and go on adventures, and, like, I'm, like, more in that kind of, like, realm, so for me, that's one of the reasons why I'm, like, child free right now. It's really just, like, don't have anybody I have child with, but I mean, hey, but that honestly, like, that doesn't stop me from having a child. Like, there are so many ways, and, like, don't let me, yuck your yum if you are somebody who's like, "I wanna have a child on my own," or "I wanna," like, I think all that is so beautiful and so great, so
It is.
but for me, I just am
Creating
in a
life is
place where
beautiful.
Huh?
So no, creating life is really beautiful in all
Oh,
ways.
it's
Like creating
so
life is really
beautiful.
beautiful.
And I think it's great that women are empowered to do it alone. And but for me, I think for me right now, I just don't, yeah, I'm just like in a place where like kids just like really aren't something that I'm like really, really focused on. I'm like just more kind of in that realm where I'm like, I'm trying to find, or like I'm more finding to like find my life partner than anything. And I do enjoy like the opportunities that like not having kids brings right now. I think having a dog honestly like, makes it hard enough, but I think I get enough benefits from having a dog too that I think it balances
Girl,
out.
dogs are the new babies.
So
Dogs are the new
this
children.
kid's literally a child. It's, like, a lot sometimes, so, like, do not recommend sometimes. Other times, it's so nice, like, just being by myself, like, having a dog. So it's give and take. That's life. Having a kid would just completely, like, break me right now. I would be broken right now. I can, like, really say that right now. Like, I don't think that I would make it very far right now if I had a child. I'm so, like, not in that world at all that it would really, like, spin me for a loop right now, and that's another reason why I'm child free right now. I just feel like I'm not in that space. I feel like you have to mentally be in a space, like,
You have
to
to,
be like, "I'm about to, like, have kid like, I'm about to be a mother right now.
okay? Or
I'm
you
about
gotta
to
get
do"
it quickly.
or you
You have
gotta
to
get
get there
it
quickly. Even
yes,
before the
yes,
baby comes, you better get to that therapy appointment quickly, sis. You
quickly.
better get your
You
health
need to be going every other
quickly.
day. Yeah.
Okay? 9 months. You
So
got 9.5 months.
but yeah, I think yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what are some other ways that, like I mean, I don't like, we're not trying to bash kids, obviously, in this, like, they're wonderful, beautiful, but,
No,
like, they do bring they bring a different aspect to life
they
that you
change
have
your life.
to yeah, they do. Yeah, exactly. I feel like when I think about, like, having kids in that chapter of my life, it does make me smile. I think it's gonna be beautiful, but I also think about, like, me mentally in
Yes.
that place. I think that, like, I'll be mentally checked into a place where that is, like my reality and I'm happy about it, and, like, I feel like you have to, like, check into, like, a different character, a different chapter of your life, and I'm just, like, not in that chapter
Yes.
yet. I don't know, and I think that me trying to check into that, like, mother dynamic right now would be not fun, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. So, until we're ready for that,
No, I'm with
we are
you.
going to be Auntie.
Aunties. I just yeah, and shout out to my auntie. So I have my mom's older sister is a phenomenal woman. Shout out to my aunt Debbie.
Yeah,
And she does not have any children. She was briefly married, she had briefly married in her 20s. She got divorced and she was a career woman. She lived alone. She had a very successful career and higher education. She worked there for 30 years. She had her friends, she had a routine. And my aunt, God bless her, has no motherly instinct with her at all. She's just not good the best way. She's just not motherly. But she's very nurturing. So you could be very nurturing and not be motherly.
yeah, for sure.
And I think, as women, as women like being motherly and being nurturing is synopsis, and that's not the case. And my aunt definitely, like, as a kid, you don't really realize that, but now as an adult, like, you learn that you appreciate that. I'm like, actually, this is not like I could be nurturing and caring towards
Yeah,
the youth and the people in my life without being motherly. Because some people
yeah,
still have a motherhood bone
exactly.
in their body, like, and
And
it's fine. And it's
kids don't need like 15,000 mothers, like, but you do need that
not
nurturing, that other nurturing is like very much necessary, I feel like, from other like safe adults. Your aunt, like she probably it was probably nice too, because like she was able to give you more love and affection to you and your sister because she didn't have her own kids. So it's like, well, that nurturing I can give to my like nieces.
yes. It's like having, like, another bonus person you have in your life. It's completely all invested in you,
Yeah.
and I'll get a different way, like, from a parental standpoint.
Hmm.
And, women like my aunt, just they are very important to make the world go around. Like,
Yes.
our and it helps the moms too. Like, our shout out to our mom friends again, because y'all really super women out here. Mothers are super women. Like,
Yes.
you really create life, give birth, raise that child, and do you in the process, whatever that may look like in your everyday life. And some of you all have partners, and being a good partner, being a good friend, sister, that's a lot. And, like, you need to rely on the village. And I'm proud of the
Exactly.
person to be that village. Drop your kid off to me, or let's hang
Exactly.
out with it. Like, more than happy to take that any type of load off your hands. Let me support your kid in this way, or
And this
your
yeah.
child, our child, our
Our child.
child, you know?
I'm part of the village. I totally agree with that. Like, I think that being a part of the village, especially right now, while we don't have our own kids and we kind of have that like that time and energy and extra resource to give. I think it's important and it's helpful to our friends who like need that. They need some extra support. And similar to you, like I had an aunt who didn't have kids growing up. She wasn't my biological aunt. It's funny, she's actually like my aunt's best friend from college, but like she's like a family, like close family friend. I grew up with her as, like,
Mhm.
my aunt. Yeah, she didn't have any kids, and so she was able to, like, invest in, like, me and my brother as, like, her bonus niece and nephew, and she used to have, like, her, like, niece and nephew camp, like, in the summertime. I think we had, like, 2 summers in a row where, like, all her nieces and nephews came over. Because like, again, she was a career woman like your aunt, so, like, she always had a nice house. She always had her, like, she always had her stuff together, which I always loved seeing. And, yeah, like, she would have us all over for the week, and, like, we'd all hang out together, and, like, she'd take us here and there, and yeah, it was, like, nice, like, getting older, I'm just, like, really appreciate that relationship because, like you said, it wasn't motherly, it was nurturing, like, I felt like I could talk to her
Yes.
and, like, have this relationship, and she was, like, nurturing and care even today, like, I call her on the phone, like, we can just, like, talk it up and, go to dinner and, like, always catch up with each other, and someone that's, like, just as invested in you as your parents, like, they love you and care about you, but you don't have that, like, you don't need that mothering that can be kind of, like, a lot and really just is it's a mother thing. I think you can't really replicate it.
It is.
Yeah, so, like, the older I get, the more I appreciate her and just, like, her being part of my village growing up and even, like, still to this day, and I think, like, her life also is, like, a reason why and she didn't get married until a couple of years ago, until her, like, early 60s, and so, like, later on, which also I love about her too, like, she always, like, dated. It wasn't like she was just, like, some prude who was like, "Oh, I'm just, like, a man hater," like, she just you just find your person later in life, but yeah, I
Exactly.
think it also just gives me a lot of peace as, like, a single woman who's still, like, in that phase. It's like, she literally lives, like, a bomb-ass life. She impacted so many people, youth, kids, whatever, and, like, she always, like, had her thing going on, and well, she's not dead. She lives a great life, and she lived a great life during that period too, and she didn't have any kids. Yeah, so
Right. And you still can I feel like and especially in this society, American society now, like conservatism is very high on the rise.
yeah.
We live in a country now where they are championing motherhood and from to a point it's almost negative way. And no, some people in administration feel like women's only purpose is to have babies. And it's like, whoa, like there's more than to that. There's a lot of women who cannot have children.
Exactly.
There's a lot of women who have lost children. There's a lot of it's just a lot of reasons why people do not have children, or can't have children, more than so than just I just want to sit here and, not have kids, which is also very valid reason too, like us, the two of
Exactly.
us right
You just
now. But,
yeah.
you you have but I feel like you have to champion, like, the aunts in the community that are the rich aunties.
Yes, the
They
responses to the
hate us out
community.
here. Right there, they hate us out here, but I like I
I
said,
know
I
they
love being that role model for the kids, even, like, from a professional standpoint. I work like, I always say, "No, no, don't know those who don't know, like, maybe you do know now, I work in education, and I work with middle school students and teenagers and high school students." And now I'm a little bit older. Now I'm like 29. I'm like, oh, I'm actually could be your mama if I had you really, really young. I actually could be your mother, which is kind of wow.
You're
But
starting
like,
to get into that age range where you're like, "And I could be your
that's your
mother."
auntie. And I could be your mama. I'll be a young mama, but I could be your mama. I'm not your mama. I always say I'm not your mama, but I am your auntie. And I think it's just being that role model or being that trusted adult for
Mhm.
a child of all ages that's like it's not motherly. It's maybe even professionally, and for my case, I'm around kids all day, so it happens naturally. But
Yeah.
it's just it's I get fulfilled. Like I feel like when people ask me like, "Oh, why don't your husband have kids?" Like, these are my kids.
Yeah.
I go to work and I see them every day. These are my children. These are my children. And I feel just as fulfilled. And then they go on the bus and they go home to their parents.
No,
It's like lovely.
exactly.
And I wake up.
You just get to yeah. I love that. No, I love that you're like your job is you're naturally a role model through your job and
Mhm.
you can just kind of like show an example. Like some of it is through you pulling them to the side and just like kind of helping them out, giving a little girl chat. And some of it's just through them seeing you like, you know what, Mrs. Hunter Smith, like I love the way she carries herself. I love that she like went to Hampton too. She's just so sweet. I want to be
Yes.
like that when I grow up. Like I want to be like that type of woman and you don't have no kids, and that's fine. They're seeing, like, a woman outside of being a mother or a wife. They're just seeing a woman just be, like, totally, like, not tied down by, like, different things, just like, "Hey, you can be like me too one day." So, I, like,
Yes.
love that. I think for me, like, I am not in, like, education space, I work with other adults, so the way that I like to kind of engage with communities, I'm a Girl Scout troop leader, I think I've talked about it here before,
Yes.
but I've been in it for a couple years, I think I'm going to, like, my 4th year this
Oh my
year, 3rd or 4th
god.
year, yeah,
It's been 4
which is
years already?
crazy. I think is it my 3rd or 4th? It might be my 3rd, 4th year.
And maybe you're 4.
I think it is
It
my
could be
4th,
your
'cause
I
yeah,
think
okay, that's crazy. Anyways, the point is, that's
what?
how I've, like, been able to, like, engage with the community, because my nieces and nephews are not close to me. I think that if they were, I'd probably be, like, picking them up from school and, like, I'd probably be, like,
Exactly.
I'd be that aunt for sure, just because, like, I think I love kids and also just, like, you also wanna be a part of your village for, like, your best friends and your family. But anyways, the point is, yeah, so, like, that's how I engage with the youth and community. I think it's great, especially if you don't have kids. Don't be afraid to volunteer with the youth, whether it's, like, the church is a great place, like, if you wanna get,
Mm,
involved with, like, some youth groups. It's like it's nice because, like, number 1, I'm younger, I'm, like, younger than their parents, and I kinda have the
yes.
energy, like, other adults, it's like, they are with their kids all day, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I kinda have some patience
Yes.
because I'm not dealing with kids all week, I'm just dealing with them for an hour every other week, and so I can be silly with them and they're not gonna annoy me because I'm not dealing with them every day, which is really nice because it can be hard because they're pretty young. Like I mostly have like 5, 6 year olds, like that first grade, kindergarten, first grade, second grade age. So they're young, they have a lot of energy and all over the place, which is fun. But yeah, I think that's also something good. And I had that when I was in Girl Scouts. We had like young ladies who were like either in college, like work with my mom or like at the church, and they were just like young adults wanting to like work with the youth, and it was great because like, they didn't have kids, so, like, it was fun for us because we're like, "Oh, they're not, like, some old mom, like, they're cool," because, like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? So, you kinda have that cool factor still, they don't see
Yes.
you as old when you don't have kids, they kinda see you as, like, younger.
Exactly.
So, I think
I
it's
love
good.
it.
Uh-huh.
The guys love it because like the kids, like young girls of all ages, between 5, 3 to 5, all the way up to like 18, 19 years old, and they tell you, "Oh, you're so cool." Like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
see what you got." I'm like, it's such like an ego boost because the kids are
It
watching
is.
y'all. I've said before, the kids are watching. They're
Mhm.
watching. So you gotta kind of put your best foot forward in front of kids, but you can't be goofy and be silly and still show them guidance and
Yeah.
correct them when they're wrong in a safe space and be that trusted adult for them. But it's just so cool when like I really love the fact that I'm in a space now that my younger Lauren would think that she's cool. I hope
Yes,
that
me
younger Lauren
too.
thinks this cool 9-year Lauren thinks it's cool.
I low-key think that too about me. I think I would think I was cool when I was younger. Like, I would think that I'm cool now, like, when I was younger. I'd be like, "Okay, girl, you did it. You did, like, you did enough of what I dream like, I thought we could do at this point. Like, keep going, girl, but you doing okay. Like, you doing good. I would've been impressed."
You're on
Something
the
like that.
path. You're on the path.
Literally. But I hope this conversation kind of got you thinking. Definitely talk about this with like your mom friends or like your friends that aren't mothers yet. See how you guys can get involved with the community if you're not already in education. Like this is a great time to volunteer with youth and just like be a role model. Like you have the energy to, you're so young, cute, hot. And yeah, and also think about the ways how you can be a role model for your friends' kids, for your siblings' kids, like your nieces and nephews. I think that like being a strong woman role model is great whether you have kids or not. And
Mhm.
yeah, so we hope you enjoyed this conversation and let's get into what's next.
All right, y'all. It's our favorite part of the show where we like to share our unpopular opinions, maybe popular opinions, our most controversial takes, what we like to call our take on it. So, Jillian, what's your take on it this week?
Okay, so this week I saw a TikTok because I'm chronically online. I'm always on TikTok. And it was like this lady and she was basically talking like she like put up a conversation. So it says that one childless friend, companies should give sabbaticals to people without kids, same as parental leave. And she was like me, oh sure, because birthing and raising a newborn equals your body trip. So she was kind of hating. She did not agree, but my hot take is I agree with that. Like we just talked about like the whole mother thing. Don't have any kids right now, but like when you work in certain industries, like when somebody has a kid and they're out, like you take on their work. Like they don't always hire somebody else in their place for that time that they're gone because thankfully like the industry I work in, they definitely like having maternity leave and paternity leave is a part of your benefit package, like everywhere I've been, which I wholeheartedly believe. I don't think these people should not be getting this time off. I think they should get more. In Europe, they literally get a year. Yeah,
Dang.
a year. So yeah, I'm definitely not saying that like they should be taken away, but I do feel like that if you had to or if you volunteered to take on the work of someone who left for maternity or paternity leave, like maybe there can be an exchange for that because you're literally taking on somebody else's job. Maybe in exchange for taking on that work, you get an extra week of PTO or like you get a sabbatical, like they said, like you get a sabbatical period, and maybe the sabbatical can be offered to parents as well. But I do think that there definitely should be some type of like exchange because it does end up being a lot of work and everybody deserves a sabbatical in general, though. Like, we're
Okay.
working for so long, like, everyone deserves, like, a paid sabbatical. I think that, like yeah. And if you're not gonna opt into your honestly, I think that honestly, if you don't opt into your maternity or paternity benefits, during your time working there, you don't think you are, I think you should be able to like, check cash it in as a sabbatical instead of using that time. That could be an alternative.
As someone, my last year, I was in a situation where one of my coworkers did take maternity leave and then came back and had adjustment of motherhood, and quite frankly it affected everybody in the office. And taking over that workload, I don't think people realize like like no one puts in some jobs obviously. If your teacher's out, that's different, but like no one is filling in for the moms who are taking maternity leave. Like they're
Exactly.
none, or they're coming back and they're not coming back full force because they're postpartum, all the things that
Right, and
happen.
which is fair,
It's fair. Like, girl, do you think have a
Go
baby.
ahead, girl, do you.
Create your life. No one's telling you
Yeah.
to stop and keep creating more life. But I'm with you. I feel like more companies should offer sabbaticals, even if you never have it, even if you don't are in a position that you didn't have to take over someone's workload. I even if it's like for a tenure thing. Like if you've been here for 4 years or 5 years, whatever, three, however the years they do it, you're allowed to take a month sabbatical. Cause sometimes you need a summer break too, sis. Like,
Yes.
you
I
know, I
wholeheartedly agree with it. I think breaks in work are healthy. Like, I even want to, like, schedule breaks within my career of, like, where, like, I can either save or, like, get to a point where if I'm, like, choosing to, like, switch jobs, I can take off an extended period of time. Because, like, I'm just, like, realizing how important that is, like, the older I get. Like, you cannot like, it's just not sustainable to never take a break from a job unless you are using PTO, which isn't gonna add up to enough time to, like, really, like, take off, or if you're, like, in between jobs and, like,
right.
usually you're looking for a job, so that's not, like, a planned, like, fun, relaxing situation, so, yeah, that's my hot take. I think that we should have sabbaticals if we're not taking maternity or paternity leave. That should be something that's offered. Yeah.
Agree.
Alright, so what about you?
So my take on it, I believe this time of year in the Greek life, I'm a proud member of the D9 organization, and it's always a talk about hazing. I believe September is
Mm.
Anti-Hazing Awareness Month. If not, it's around the fall. And what has been coming up recently, if you're not familiar, last spring, I remember it was a spring, whatever, recently,
Mhm.
a young student by the name of Caleb Wilson
Mm.
passed away from Southern University while he was online for Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated. He was in the band. He was a wonderful student. Huge loss to the Southern community, his family. Horrendous, horrendous. It was a whole thing.
So
And what
sad.
I really liked about Southern stance they took, not only did they kick those kids off campus, they expelled the fraternity from their campus indefinitely. There will never be
Right.
Omega at Southern ever again. And not no 10 years, no, ever again. They're done. The fraternity stripped them
Done
of their
business.
letters. And then, like, so, I mean, that happened a while ago. I mean, with tributes of coming out the behind from it. Now we're in, fall with football season with the bands. And it's just very, very sad. What the coroner report just came out, well, at least I saw an article I just read that came out like, yesterday that's
Mhm.
saying the cause of death was homicide. So it's like, okay, y'all, obviously you know this,
Like,
but it's like
what's going
something.
on?
What's going on? Like, what is something that's so serious that you feel like you have to put your hands on people to the point that they are passing away, that you're seriously hurting somebody for the sake of them wearing the letters, be part of this cool club, like this organization? That's not what the founders stood for. I guarantee you that's not what was happening in 1911. So it's just like so it's so piss poor. It's a
Mhm.
bad stain on our community. It's a bad taste to it's a bad look for, you know, the fraternities, the school, the sororities, just a Black American culture as a whole. And I just think it's so ridiculous. But as someone, like I said, I've gone to college. I did go over an undergraduate, you know, Hampton University is a very clubby organization type of school. Like there's definitely a little bit of some trial and error, heavily auditions, interview processes to join clubs, organizations, which are fine. They build character. I think there's some fun in that. But when you let your organization feed your ego to the sense that you could treat someone so poorly and so rudely and so meanly and so disgustingly that you harm them.
Violently? Yeah.
Yes, you
'Cause
harm
that's
them in
what
all
it
ways.
is. I think it's like that they're letting their ego be boosted by an organization that's not like you said, that's not the intentions of it. It's more to empower and enrich young men, not to drive and feed their ego
Yes,
to do things like this. Yeah, and I think, yeah, it's sad, it's horrific, it's horrible.
it's disgusting. And I will say, I will not mention names, but there is a specific fraternity on the campus of our institution of Hampton University that they have a pattern of
Mm,
being very violent, being very disgusting,
mm.
being very rapey, for the lack of a word, towards the women on campus, the young ladies on campus, and they get their hands slapped every single time, and they've always have done so, and they've gotten away with it. And not only are they doing that, they are teaching these young men, they're poisoning the minds, the young men who are genuinely interested in this fraternity for whatever reason. It could be their daddy, uncle, granddaddy,
Mhm.
maybe mentor their community, or maybe they just had a good professor, whatever the reason was to join that organization. I guarantee you, half them is not because they want to sit here and have an ego boost and beat on each other. And it's just like, okay, then they end up crossing at our beloved institution and they come out differently. It's like they're completely different people. Like completely different people. And it's just like, okay, like, is this what y'all really stand for? And y'all
Yeah.
grown
It's
as
like, is it
hell
that
still acting that way?
serious where
It's not
you're
that exactly.
and
It's
I
not
really
that
like
serious.
how the university just expelled the fraternity altogether. Like you
Yeah.
said, it wasn't just a suspension, it wasn't slap on wrist, it wasn't just like, oh, we're gonna suspend it, but if so and so, we'll hold the suspension for this person or none of that. It's like it's gone because somebody died. And we've had situations at Hampton where, it wasn't officially linked to a fraternity, but like we had somebody in my freshman class pass away that was allegedly due
Okay.
to a hazing situation. So I can't say that. So
Right.
this is not something that's just like, just this one school. I think that's what Lauren's point is too,
Yeah.
is like bringing it up is like, this is a problem and like, let's check ourselves. Like, well, people need to check, yourselves in the community in general. But yeah, I agree with the school. I think it was great. Just expel them all. There's no room for that. There's just not. We're at
No.
school, it's not that serious to where people's life are on the line, um,
To
to
where
join an organization that's supposed to enrich and empower and
okay.
give them more than they take.
And be pillars of our community. Like, what are y'all doing? It's like y'all get them little three letters across your chest and you wear them certain colors and you'll act a completely brand new person. It's just like, come on, y'all. Like,
You
come
have to
on. What are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing? Full stop. What are y'all doing? And y'all out here, like, it's one thing to, be petty and be mean. And granted, I don't condone that behavior either. But y'all
yeah,
out here, like, a lot of living folks out here. And like I said, Caleb's not the only one. There'll probably be, unfortunately, many more this year. And that's why these insurance liabilities on some of these D9 organizations are so high. Dues are so
right,
high because you have to pay for the insurance for that stuff because that's it's a whole, I don't think people realize when things like this happen, as someone who's an active member in my sorority, it's a domino effect. It's like, okay, now legal team has to get involved. Like, what is this really saying about us? It's a huge stain to organization. It's just like we over here trying to play catch up because these little 22-year-olds want to sit here and play gang shoot 'em up in the back of a
Exactly.
warehouse so kids can say they can wear these certain colors on their chest come spring. Stupid.
It's so dumb. It's
It's
so
so
dumb.
dumb. Not only did you lose letters, now you're going to jail. You're
And
done.
in that situation, there were some older people who had came back, which I know is common,
Yes.
but it's like some of that is just like, if you are older and like I'm not affiliated or anything like that, so like I'm not, I'm not gonna like I'm not trying to like talk shit or whatever. But it's like if you're older, like think about like where you are in life and think about like what you have to lose, number one. Then also think about like what you're perpetuating and what you're allowing. Like this is a younger generation. You should be showing them the right things, even if maybe you did the wrong things in school. Now you're older. Now you know that you probably should have done some things. So instead of continuing that narrative and continuing those things, maybe say like, hey, let's like not be so violent. Let's like have some boundaries around what we're doing.
Yes. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would be, especially when the time comes out, I'm like looking at myself now. I would be damned if I got out of my marital bed and I took my behind in the car and I drove down to my university where I went over and I went and hung out with some girls in the middle of the night so I can say that they can know me or they can look a certain way. That's not my problem anymore. I paid my dues, honey. Let the girls and boys on campus handle their chapter accordingly. Because a lot of, like you said it right, Julie, those guys were older, came back, and some of them weren't even active. Like, you didn't pay your dues since you graduated. You really capped for real. So it's like, that's a waste of you took a spot from somebody who actually would be active after graduation.
Exactly.
Honestly though, like, what are y'all really doing? Like, yeah, you wearing the letters and stuff. When you come back for homecoming, when y'all hopping and strolling and dancing and twirling your canes all the way around. But time out in the community, I don't see you on Saturday service. I don't see you're not even financial, and you're not a financial member. You are not being a pillar of your community, because if you're being a pillar of your community, you're not out here going
You're not out
unaliving
here
young
doing
men.
this stuff.
You're
It's
not
like, what do
doing this.
you yeah, it's like, what do you that's like another question is like, why are you as a grown man, like, going back and helping do legal things that are ending in, like, like, I'm sorry, like, there's just so many like, that just shouldn't even be an option for you. Like, you shouldn't even be so concerned about that. You should be in a situation where you're, like, so far removed that you're not, like, obviously, like, maybe you wanna come back to see, certain like the unveiling and things like that, like
Yeah.
certain things and certain, formal ceremonies, I'm
Yeah.
sure you would want to like come back for, but like, really?
You gonna sit here probably day to day, the night to night for the sake of wearing your letters? Boo. So, but yeah.
Boo,
Boo, boo, boo, boo,
boo,
tomato.
tomatoes.
That's all we have for the show today. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Cocoa Conversations. As always, right now we are in our rich auntie era. Drop down the comments if you are too in your rich auntie or uncle era.
Yes.
We love to hear it and what your tips and tricks. And mothers, we love you. Drop your kids off. We'll have the best play date in the world. We're here. We
Yes.
love you. We support you. And we see you. But until next week, y'all. Bye.
Bye.